Hey guys, welcome back to Film Title. Today we'll talk about 8 of the most insane moments on Dr. Pimple Popper. Let's head into it. Number 8. A pair of blackheads on a woman's neck. In the video, Dr. Lee uses a long needle-like object to poke a hole in the center of the blackhead, then switches over to her trusty comb-down extractor to complete the extraction, a tool that helps remove blackheads more safely and delicately than squeezing them. Blackheads, it may seem obvious to point out, are extremely common and tend to form when a pore becomes clogged with sebum and dead skin cells. Thankfully, they're also simple to treat and prevent without seeing a dermatologist. Number 7. A gigantic cyst. Dr. Pimple Popper gives one superfan the best surprise she can ask for, letting her step in to squeeze a large cyst for herself. In the brief clip, Dr. Pimple Popper takes care of the usual incision, then applies some gauze to the sides before inviting the woman to step in. Oh my god, this is the best day ever, she gushes. Worth noting is that, as many of the commenters pointed out, the anonymous woman isn't wearing any gloves, which leads many people to speculate about the level of hygiene in this procedure. Number 6. A bunch of blackheads around this man's eyes. Specifically, these blackheads are known as solar comedones. They frequently appear on areas of the skin that have been exposed to sunlight for an extreme amount of time. Heavy smoking can also play a role. In the clip, Dr. Pimple Popper uses her comb-down extractor to safely and gently squeeze the blackheads free, occasionally pausing to open them up with a scalpel-like instrument. As with normal blackheads, the dark color has more to do with the comedones undergoing the process of oxidation. When the sebum inside of a blackhead is exposed to the air, it becomes oxidized and changes color. As for preventive measures, the prescription here is pretty obvious. Wear sunscreen, especially if you're fair-skinned and prone to burns. And of course, avoid tanning beds. Using a daily moisturizer, especially one with SPF, will go a long way. We've got plenty of expert-approved recommendations to help you get started. Number 5. A cluster of blackheads. In the video, Dr. Pimple Popper stays true to her famous empathetic bedside manner, apologizing to the patient for the pinching sensation that can come with plucking out blackheads. She also tells the patient that she's using the cheekbone to lightly push against with the tweezers in order to pop the blackheads out effectively. The strategic use of the patient's facial structure certainly makes for a satisfying extraction process. I sure know how to pick 'em. Dr. Pimple Popper captioned the blackhead video. Some of her commenters noted how easy she makes it look using her pimple popper stick, while actress Gwyneth Paltrow commented, "I feel like if I bought these, I would never leave my house again." Number 4. A huge jellyfish lipoma. In the video, Dr. Lee mentions that the patient has been dealing with a bump for close to 5 years, but thankfully, it'll be easy to take care of. She uses her scalpel. She traces around the edge of the bump, mentioning that it's like a large skin tag or lipoma. "It's like a jellyfish," she says. "I should start calling them jellyfish lipomas." Given the size of the lipoma, Dr. P removes it with relative ease. The patient mentions that it's hindered her ability to wear certain types of clothing, and Dr. Lee adds that she'll now be able to wear a bathing suit in public without feeling self-conscious. Number 3. A huge cluster of blackheads. While they may look like just blackheads, they can technically be blackheads or whiteheads, depending on whether or not the comedones are open. Likewise, the process for treating them is much the same as it is for any blackhead. In lieu for usual comb-down extractor, Lee uses a pair of tweezers to gently squeeze out each of the comedones, releasing the sebum inside. Thankfully, they're also relatively easy to prevent. The most obvious solution? Wear sunscreen, or use a daily moisturizer with SPF. Here are a few of our favorite expert-approved picks. Number 2. A massive shoulder lipoma. Dr. Pimple Popper decides to nickname this particular growth the lumpia lipoma, a cheeky play on the patient's conversation about the famous Filipino dish during the extraction procedure. A lipoma is a benign tumor made up of fat tissue. The growths are usually painless and commonly grow on the upper back area, as with the patient in Dr. Lee's latest video. What can be painful, however, is wrestling with a lipoma, which is why Dr. P first uses a local anesthetic to numb her patient. The brave patient later says the procedure tickles, leading Dr. Lee to call her a pro. Number 1. A pair of blackheads. In the video, Dr. Lee uses a long needle-like object to poke a hole in the center of the blackhead, then switches over to her trusty comb-down extractor to complete the extraction, a tool that helps remove blackheads more safely and delicately than squeezing them. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.